Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Emily, and this is my first video I've made. I decided that what better way to kick off this channel than to talk about my favorite show, which is Yellowjackets. And with season 3 airing right now, I thought I could give some of my theories and thoughts on the season so far. So, yeah. Ben is going to get eaten. I feel like it's kind of a given. He is the weakest link. He's missing a leg. He has to use crutches. The girls don't trust him. He doesn't trust the girls. It's just a lose-lose on all sides for him. So, as much as I love Coach Ben, I don't think he has much time left, unfortunately. But the wilderness wants what it wants, I guess. Hilary Swank is going to be playing older Melissa. I've been a Melissa truther since season 2. I love Hat Girl. Ever since she showed up for the first time, I was like, who is that girl? I need her badly. Once the trailer came out and I saw Hilary Swank, I texted my friend immediately and I was like, dude, that has to be Melissa. It genuinely has to be. Only other blonde girl, which doesn't really mean much. People have been saying that it could be like her sister or something, but personally, I think it's going to be her. One of the main reasons is because, as we've seen so far in the wilderness timeline, she's been kind of like watching Shauna because she's down bad for her. As of the adult timeline right now, we know that Shauna is being watched. So it parallels really well, and especially at the end of the second episode, where it's like cutting from Shauna's phone call about the person's phone in the bathroom to finding out she's being watched by Melissa and then them going like ham. I saw a YouTube video earlier today, and I'll link it in the description, but basically the person believed that young Shauna uses Melissa for like her own needs, and so older Melissa stalks her to get revenge, which I really hope is not true because I love Shauna Hat. I love that ship so much. Sadly, I can see it. I could see that very likely happening. Callie is going to follow Lottie's example. So ever since the season 2 finale, Callie has been obsessed with Lottie, which, I mean, is fair because it's Lottie. Have you seen Courtney Eaton? I mean, even Simone Kessel. The shoplifting thing. Older Lottie teaches Callie how to steal this, $1,500 dress? It's fucking insane. Yeah, I'm worried for what's gonna come with Callie. I don't think the wilderness will treat her well. It's nerve-wracking, because I am starting to love Callie. So we'll see. That Van started the cabin fire. Originally, I thought it would have been Natalie, honestly. And the reason I thought Nat was because she was very accusatory when it came to Coach, and she knew he was alive. And the scene when she and Misty are looking for Mari, very accusatory, like I said. And she's like, no, fuck Coach Ben. There's no way he's alive, but she knows he is. And so I thought that was weird. And she's like, I've never really spoken to him, but she talked to him the most rather than, of course, Travis. Another reason I thought it could have been Nat at first was possibly the guilt of letting Hobby die in her place. And then because of that, she became like the leader and the Antler Queen is what we think so far, what they want us to think. Could possibly be the guilt of that. Back to Van. She's always associated with fire. Like, in the very beginning, she almost burned in the plane. Like, she was on fire in the beginning. The restaurant scene, like before the dine and dash, there in the background is a bunch of candles and it just a bunch of flames behind her. And even in that same scene, she tells Thaisa, don't you want to take a flamethrower to this place? Like, okay, Pyro Queen, I see you. And then even the hallucination about the cabin on fire. A lot of people have been saying it could be, like, her being stuck in the plane seat while it was burning, but I think it was the cabin. So obviously, it could be her covering for Thaisa because we know she'd do anything for her girl, which, love that for her. But this is based off of my bingo card that I have made, and I'm just giving description as to why I think what's gonna happen is gonna happen. That Walter has ulterior motives. I love Walter. I just think he's too nice, and I don't exactly trust it. I feel like he knows more than he lets on. Him playing citizen detective, I don't know. He might just be matching Misty's freak. I could be wrong. I don't know. I don't trust the man. Again, I hope this is wrong, because, again, I love Walter. And I'm glad Misty has someone to rely on, even if she doesn't know it. I'm just glad he's there for her and cares for Misty. Also, I think he should wear a wig.
Have you worn wigs?
No, I have not.
Will you wear wigs?
Maybe.
He should consider wearing a wig at some point. I think Akila's going to die. I love her, but she's just too sweet to be out in the wilderness. My friend pointed out that her pink Converse match the first scene when, like, the person who finds Pit Girl in the pit, obviously, is wearing pink Converse. And shout out Cheyenne, I love you for this. Pointed out that in Akila's hallucination, she was wearing pink Converse. So hopefully, I think she's going to make it long enough for Pit Girl. I know that one of the actors said that they hired extras for the whole pit scene. So it's none of their actual actors. But the writers pay so much attention to detail that it could be a slip up and could just be overthinking it. The pomegranate theory, which I will talk about more in a little bit. Akila was munching on those berries in her hallucination. And if pomegranate theory is proven right, then we know her fate, unfortunately. But my next theory is mass hysteria. Van, Akila, and Shauna's, like, weird dream they had in the cave. I kind of have it marked on my bingo card already. Girls are in the wilderness longer. They, of course, like, the narrative gets, like, fucked. It's wrong memories and everything. And so as they're in the wilderness longer, they become less reliable of narrators. Which I think goes back to why there's so many different people. They don't remember who all is there. They don't remember exactly what happened. They don't remember what they look like. It's been so long. But I truly don't think things are as good as it seems. With season 3, it's like they rebuilt themselves after the cabin burnt down. But I don't think it's as much of this utopia as they let on for it to be. Which makes sense. Like, their trauma response of blocking out all the bad and making it seem better than it really was. Jackie is going to keep haunting the narrative, which, again, with their collective dream, Jackie was in it, and so that might be, like, considered part of that. I think I crossed it out. I don't exactly remember. Most people think Jackie will haunt Shauna for the whole thing with Melissa going on, but I'm not sure about that, honestly. But that could just be me as a Shauna hat truther. But I did also really love Jackie Shauna a lot, too. Like I said, it kind of showed in the collective dream when Jackie practically choked Shauna with the slap bracelet. I'm honestly more just interested in what will happen and see if she, like, makes any more comebacks in visions throughout. So don't think the girls and Travis will get rescued yet. I don't think that'll happen really until, like, the final season or when things start to wrap up. But I could be wrong, because they do have, like, random flash forwards and flashbacks and everything. I'm so interested in seeing what happens, like, directly post rescue, you know? I was telling my mom while we were watching for the first time that if I were any of them in that situation, I would never want to step foot in an airplane again. I would not want to go on an airplane to get saved. I don't know how they did it, because, like, that would be too badly traumatizing for me, I feel like. I know Lottie did scream as soon as she stepped foot. I feel like I would do that beforehand and just never get on the plane in the first place. Shauna said in the first episode that even if they were rescued, they could never go home again. It was interesting to me because, like, of course they've definitely changed since being in the wilderness. I mean, I don't think there were cannibals before. But yeah, they're changed people, and so who knows what exactly could happen between then. You're going to get a dark Ty origin. We kind of already are getting some backstory with the man with no eyes. I cannot blame Ty for that being in her nightmares. That was terrifying. I was kind of on edge. I kind of felt that way with The Taking of Deborah Logan. That came out when I was 10 years old, and I remember the first time I saw the movie poster, it traumatized me. It was like engraved in my mind, and I could see it randomly in like any nightmare I had. I would think I saw her just around, and it scared the living shit out of me. Until I was like 16. I'm almost 19 now, if that gives any sort of timeline. I don't really know how much of Ty was actually Ty in the new episode. I think we are slowly losing her to Dark Ty, unfortunately, which kind of leads me to my next point. I think she might be dying soon, unfortunately. I think if we do end up getting this backstory and, like, her origins, then she'll probably be able to, like, figure it out. And that's kind of, like, her main thing in her adult timeline. Plus, with Van in remission from her cancer, which I will go on about later, those are kind of like her two biggest things in the new timeline. I think kind of like adult Natalie, it will just conclude her, and so she'll probably die, which is so sad. But yeah, Mari is not going to be Pit Girl, which I was on the bandwagon with everybody else, even from the beginning, thinking that Mari was going to end up being Pit Girl. Because she just seemed like she wasn't exactly a background character, but she wasn't a lead either. And she was just this weird side character from the very beginning. And so I knew she would have like a bigger part. So I just assumed from the beginning that she would be Pit Girl. After what's happened so far, do we think she would fall into the hole twice? Like, I'm not a huge Mari fan, even though she's really funny, and I've had the I'm too sexy for this cave stuck in my head since I watched the episode on Thursday. But be so fucking for real. Do we think she would make the same mistake twice? Even during Capture the Bone, she told Shauna, "I'm just decoy, biatch." I don't think it'll be her, which I don't know who that'll lead to be. That might just leave Jen. Because if Melissa survives, Akila is the one who brings her out. It's not Mari. Then it might just be Jen. Ty and Simone will divorce. What I have written on my bingo card, but honestly, I think Dark Ty is going to kill Simone. In the trailer, it shows somebody who looks like Ty smothering somebody in a hospital bed. Hi, so I'm editing this right now, and I don't know where I got that from. I'm just speaking out of my ass at this point. Do not listen to this part. I'm very sorry. I just rewatched the trailer. That was not there. Don't know what the fuck I was on. So, I'm very sorry. And so, for me, that looks like it would be Dark Ty, because I don't think Ty would just do that to her still technically wife, killing her, and so she could be with Van. We know Dark Ty is significantly more in love with Van. I'm not saying that regular Ty isn't, just more obsessed with her overall. Like, a lot of this Ty Van scenes we have are with Dark Ty, as we've seen with the third episode. I mean, same, because who would not be in love with Van? I just fear for Simone. Van's cancer going away. As of right now, it's in remission. With her kind of cancer, it said it was so rare for her case, and so it stopped growing. It's like, the wilderness chose, which they even said, which led on to Dark Ty's, like, weird ritual thing that even Van is like, what the fuck is going on? That bitch is immortal. I don't know if you guys have watched The 100, but John Murphy, aka the Cockroach, he is also unkillable. Like, this girl should have been killed so many times in the airplane, by the wolves, in the cave, the cancer. Anything should have killed her. She should not be alive. I'm glad she is. She should not be alive. I think she's too well loved by the fans, and by the wilderness in general to be killed off. The wilderness chose you, girl. I also have that Jeff and Shauna will split, but I also think that Jeff is going to die. This could just be me again as a Shauna hat truther. Melissa comes back into her life. She's like, oh my god, I want you instead of this man. Good luck, babe, by Chaperone. Just saying. I think Callie's going to end up siding with Shauna in the end. I just don't think he's going to survive much longer. Callie siding with Shauna in the end. I think it's going to come out that she is going to be just as twisted as Shauna. Being her spilling literal guts on people? What the fuck was that? And Shauna finding it funny? My mom and I were watching it together, and she pointed out that Callie had a smirk, the slightest of a smirk, after Natalie died. And even Missy had said that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Lottie has something to do with Akila's death. For one, that girl is so adamant on Akila trying to see the wilderness. We know that Lottie is batshit crazy as well. Her trying to do that will be what pushes her to die. I am fearing so hard for my girl. Adult Misty crash out / revenge arc. The girls are so shitty to her. I hate how they are. Yeah, Misty is psycho, but so are the rest of you. Call is coming from inside the house, Shauna Sadecki. It's obvious that she's not okay after Natalie died, and she of course blames it on herself, because she kinda did it. And after Shauna blew up on her in the car, Misty storms out. I want to see her go fucking psycho on all of them. I want to see her get as much revenge as possible. Be like, oh yeah, I was the reason we were stuck out there. I broke the navigation thing. That was all me. Probably would not help her case in any way. Just seeing her crash out in any way. Natalie is going to get dethroned, which this is also a really popular one. She's too forgiving to people, and they need someone like super mean in power, like Shauna. But she protected Ben, knowing he was alive, and hid it from everybody. You know, you go girl. I love Natalie. I think the girls will find out about this within probably the next episode. I think they're gonna find out and dethrone her. And that leads me to the question, is Shauna going to step up? Even with Natalie technically being the leader, I think Shauna has a lot of that leadership role. I think Joel McHale is going to be Paul, which is Ben's boyfriend. A lot of people are thinking this, and Joel McHale is 53 years old, which is about the age that Ben and Paul would be present day. I think with that, the girls will have to tell him that they ate Ben, or something will slip up, and he will find out, and the truth about everything that happens there is going to come out from that. This is if they ate Ben, or just something about the wilderness in general, them eating Jackie even, or again, anything that happened during their 19 months out there. Pomegranate theory. So if you haven't heard of pomegranate theory, one, where have you been? I'm just kidding. I have heard about this, but I didn't really dig into it until just a few days ago, honestly. In Greek mythology, there's a lot of Greek twists and symbolism in it, which I am a huge Greek mythology nerd. So I live for this shit. Hades trapped Persephone in the underworld by giving her a pomegranate to eat, but the pomegranate is known as one of the forbidden fruits. So she eats it, and she is then bound to be with him. Every time somebody hallucinates eating in Yellowjackets, they soon die. Jackie, when she was freezing out in the cold, drank hot chocolate in her vision. Woke up. Well, didn't wake up. She was dead. Anna's baby would not drink the milk, and then it finally did, and then found out that the baby was stillborn. Lottie, when she was dying, tried eating something in her vision of all the girls in the mall, and Laura Lee stopped her, pushing her hand away, kind of like a guardian angel. Again, Akila's fate will kind of prove or disprove this theory. The adults are gonna resort back to cannibalism. Again, some habits you just can't get rid of. Just always come back to them. Honestly, I was thinking about who they could end up eating. Could be Jeff. I love Jeff. He is the comedic relief, but I would not put it past them. I have a feeling it would probably be Lottie's idea. Go on an entire hunt. I have a feeling Callie would probably be there, being part of it. I am stressing for my man Jeff. Last prediction is we're going to get a symbol reveal. This one, I'm honestly not so sure about. It could be later, like near the rescue. I've heard of the mind theory. Could be soccer formation, as somebody was pointed out. Could be supernatural. I have a weird feeling that Van is going to be the one to figure it out. In the end, it will help them all escape. Let me know what you think of my predictions, any predictions you have. I'm not professional, and I've been told a lot in different things I watched that all of my theories are very out there, and a lot of the times they're right, a lot of the times they're wrong. This could really go either way, and we'll just have to see. I'm so excited to find out. I will probably keep updated on what the fuck happens. I generally post about it on Instagram, but a lot of my friends either haven't gotten to season 3 yet or don't watch the show, so I don't want to spoil it for anybody. But if anybody is interested, let me know.